So, I mentioned my notes earlier in the previous video. So here's the thing, when I write one of these notes, I completely forget about it. It is an amazing activity because then I'm starting to feel a bit intense. And normally I start realizing that when I'm not necessarily like sleeping well, when I'm not waking up properly, when I feel like the decisions that I'm making are not necessarily like supporting the routine that I have, or not. I don't want to say the routine that I have, but the things that I would like to be happening in my life, and like dreams. My naps become sloppy when I take a nap. Normally, if I'm in a strong mood, I don't take a nap. But if I'm not necessarily in the best of moods, I start like feeling like lethargic and a bit too like I need a nap in order to like pass the day. And that kind of like piles up day after day, and eventually it starts becoming like weary. And if I'm actually focused in my day and I'm doing stuff, then I don't feel the need for a nap, and I feel like there's a lot more to do, and the energy is there, and the momentum and the vibe is there. Superman, it's just fascinating. Like when people talk about this stuff, I really don't understand. I really don't see how we just have to experience it in order to semi understand what they might have been talking about, and how beautiful it is to be able to like look at yourself and be like, yesterday I was sleepy all day and I practically was feeling tired simply because I didn't have much to do. And today I had a lot more to do and my energy was off the roof, right? Today is supposed to tire me, but it doesn't. But anyways, the title of this video is Gratitude for People's Attitude. I know, it's a fancy fucking title, man. uh, I don't know if I don't know if I told you, but like the ending of the book that I wrote was very much in a rhythmical sense. So it's just like it's fun to try to do these things. And I challenged myself today to do something, which is amazing. But I'll talk to it in the second video. But anyways, so gratitude for people's attitude. And there are three things I'm grateful for. But before I get to the gratefulness, let me tell you what happened. At work over the past, I think 3 weeks to a month, they've been like zoning in on there are rules. And it's funny because they're the least professional fucks I've ever worked with, I've ever seen. Nothing about them screams professional. And it was amazing. Like it didn't fucking matter. Like I don't care. You're doing your job. I'm here to do my thing. It is beautiful. But now that they're like, I don't know what happened with management, and they started kind of like tyrannically imposing the rules that we have like kind of been living without. And it's becoming a gloomy attitude at work. And especially with me, for some fucking reason, almost everything I do is like, not for some fucking reason, it makes more sense now. Almost everything I do is a bit further from the rule. And it's stupid shit, like, uh, uh, well, the one that I hated the most was I can't actually go and sit in the garden after hours. I didn't like it at all. Uh, that's the one thing that's like kicking me in the nards. Another one was basically it was like one day I was going to work and my phone wasn't with me. I had low battery or something like this. I was like, hey, I talked to the security. I'm like, please, can you open the door for me? It was 7 o'clock, but my time starts by 8. And the security said, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait till they come and open. So I had to wait for half an hour, and then actually eventually like I looked at my phone and I turned it on. It turned on. I had 1% on, and I opened the app and I scanned it and it opened. I had to wait 20 minutes for it to happen. And the security guards that have been seeing me every day for the past 6 months, 4 months, April, 6 months, didn't do shit. And I was like, no, I really didn't like it. I was like, why? Like, how horrible would it be if you opened the door for me, which they always do, but because my time starts at 8. On top of all of that, like small annoyances left and right, where they come move me to the side and they start like wanting to talk to me about something. I really don't like it. Uh, when things start going in this direction, I really feel that people lose the sense of what they're doing. And these kind of restrictions, uh, and especially for me, because I was feeling comfortable there and I liked it, and I was feeling very much creative and all that good stuff. But so I was getting upset, and slowly, it was kind of building up in me. And today, I just literally went there and I was like, no, hey guys, I'm leaving my bag here because I have to go. I have a meeting. I have something to do, man. Fuck off. It's not anyone's business. I might be late. I'm just letting you know because if I come after 8, let me just try to go and basically, all I want to do is go inside and get my bag from my locker. And the woman responded, we have to talk about this after 8 stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, I might be late. I'm letting you know that I might be late so that it doesn't cause problems. And you didn't even fucking read the message. You saw late and you were like, we have to talk about this. And it's funny because I spend a lot of time with her on her own shit because she's trying to start businesses and stuff like this. And I'm not blaming her, but I spend them on her time at her work. And she is okay with it. But she's trying to follow rules right now and she hangs out all day. And I get it because it's making her look bad. And I'm not saying anything negative about her. It's just like, I'm not telling you this because I want you to like give me a thumbs up or support me in it. I'm telling you this because I'm letting you know that this is what I want to do. Talk to the security. I don't want to go there and get in trouble or get you in trouble if I go there because you're the one who always has to come talk to me. So I thought that was what's happening between me and her, but that wasn't the fucking case at all. And she didn't do anything wrong, I repeat. It's just in my head, it was a completely different reality. And so I got frustrated and I was like, you know what, man? The bigger problem right now is the fact that she's coming to me and saying, like, they know that me and you, like, are actually, like, cool and we're friends and we talk to each other. So that's why they're kind of, like, coming to me on everything you do. And I'm like, okay, so this is starting to feel a bit personal, which isn't supposed to be that way. Avoiding the drama, I go to the place later on. I don't go late. I go within the time where I'm allowed to stay there till 8 o'clock. I go take my bag and I sit with her and I go like, okay, so I let me pay because this month I didn't pay for the actual locker, and she was like, no, you have to pay once, and I'm going like, thank you very much. I really don't like what's going on, but it's perfectly fine. Thank you for this. I'm going to start adjusting myself to this new rules. And naturally, I was a bit upset, but then I was like walking home and I was like, why is this personal? Why is this fucking personal? It shouldn't be personal. Why is this personal? Because that's the logical thing to think. It's not a personal thing, man. Why am I taking it so hard? And it's because like I got comfortable. And it struck me while I was on my universal walk. And I call it universal walk because like I just literally walk and look at the moon, stars, and everything. Like I ignore all the people. I'm just walking for the sake of walking, and I have to do that every day. And not I have to, like I want to be the person that does that every single day. And it's been a beautiful experience. And on my way back, it clicks, and I go like, no, I am very grateful for this for what happened. Thank you, because now I actually understand the truth behind the environment that I'm in instead of like creating one in my head, because that's what happens when you're comfortable. And that's when a switch flipped in my head, and I was like, okay, when I was not really comfortable in the environment, I did a lot more work. I did a lot more work because I felt like I'm there for a purpose to do something and then leave. And now I actually have like because back then it was like just safety for the sake of like I'm here to do one thing and fuck off. But now that they're exposed, like if they had become this way, I wouldn't have known how to handle it. If anything would have happened in that environment, I wouldn't have known how to handle it. I was like only doing my thing and relying on the fact that they are whatever I'm paying them for is exactly what they're going to be doing, giving me, and they're going to be taking care of the things that I I'm choosing their establishment specifically so I don't have to deal with them. So I had no idea what the environment is. I only cared about my space. And then when I kind of got comfortable and I tangled a bit more in the environment, they showed me their true selves, the environment, not the people. The people are still cool, man. It's just like that tyrannical imposition of rules. Like, I don't fucking care. Management is never on ground, man. But I don't get it. Everyone's like on their high horse. They have like targets. It's funny, man. It's funny. It's really fucking funny. But anyways, I can discuss that drama like sometime. But somebody has to leave a comment. But anyways, now that they are showing themselves, my first thought was an emotional response where like fuck this shit. I'm gonna find a different place. Is that a good approach or a good attitude for anything? Nope, at all. In fact, if anything, man, these are the things that expose to me how far I am from the kind of person that I want to be. Or not how far I am, the distance that I have to travel. Because ultimately, these are the perfect situations for me to learn how to retain myself and to be able to use my past reality to the current environment, which is showing up in my reality. Compare the two and see where I fucked up. I know that was a lot, and if it went over your head, don't worry about it. But the gist of this is literally gratitude for people, and I'm going to read to you what I wrote after I came from. I was literally like my beard was dripping still sweat because like it's hot in Beirut right now. But number one, the workspace is no longer comfortable. Good. Now I know exactly how to deal with them. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. I know exactly the kind of environment I am in because back then I had my own imagination creating that environment for me. And all I did was sit in that environment in my own space and work. And when we're comfortable with people, we find ourselves enslaved by the environment they create and the moods that they actually like are in. And that's basically a note for myself. Or overwhelm them by our own like basically nature because and naturally these only exist in a one-sided and I need to write like my handwriting needs to become better, but these only exist if the if the actual deal is one-sided. Like if you're sitting with a true friend, you wouldn't care how you are and you wouldn't care how he is and you'll never impose on each other. But if you're creating a reality that's one-sided, that's not shared by others, then basically like you're either imposing on them or they're kind of imposing on you. I.e., if you are living an illusion of comfort, that's basically it. You start living that illusion. Number two, it restored my resolve because like after realizing I was struggling to leave, I was reminded of the work that I am doing and how it was before I got comfortable. So like kind of like there's a certain drive that came back with it and go like, okay, so now you explored this, you have to kind of like not challenge it, but kind of like and not even overcome it. Like you kind of have to master such a situation. You kind of have to adjust to being in this situation, not the best of circumstances, but be the person that takes charge. And three, reestablished my attitude in the house because like the attitude in the house was like kind of like making me feel dim. But like over the past couple of days, I've been doing a lot of different things in the house that are making me feel a lot more comfortable in it. And I'm not in this house because that's basically my goal. I'm in this house temporarily because I really want just like a place where I can get done with this, and then when the time comes, I'm gonna have to find a different house somewhere else because I won't be at work. I'll be going around selling my platform and trying to like convince people and writing my documentation and doing all the cool stuff and coding at night and programming at night. It's a legit plan, dude. You'll get there. After video 11, we're gonna start talking about. After video 100, we're gonna start talking a lot about these things. So thank you, universe, and thank you, moon, for your calm, radiant light. Because the moon today is either full or just one day shy of full, and it was just gorgeous. And thank you guys for actually like listening to me blab.